Hey guys, how do you like the new Ellie in space mic? I've been pretty excited about this, and I've also been excited about interviewing more women on my channel, Ellie in Space. And recently I reached out to Astro Alexandra. She is a STEM educator, a science communicator, and she's really blown up on TikTok.
More breaking space news. NASA just released the rest of the JWST first images.
Now you may hear TikTok and immediately tune out. I know that some people aren't a fan of TikTok for various reasons, and maybe they don't take it seriously. But what Alexandra has shown and what she's proven is that she's getting kids interested in astronomy and science. Some of her TikToks, these short clips on the social media platform, have gained 29 million views for just one clip. She has almost 2 million followers. So I talked to her about how she's reaching the younger generation, which of course is really important. A lot of you guys, obviously, you're watching me on YouTube, but some people don't use YouTube. Maybe they're on TikTok. And so we have a really interesting conversation about why TikTok actually can be beneficial and it can be positive and educational. So here is our conversation. I hope you enjoy it. So you go by Astro Alexandra, and I've been trying to interview you for a few months, but you've been really busy because you're like a TikTok star. And actually, when I first discovered you, I think you had like 1 million followers, and now you're close to 2 million. That's crazy.
I'm pretty close. It's like so far been spurts of growth, which are really exciting. But I did jump from 1 million to like 1.6 really quickly.
Wow.
But no, it's been such an adventure. And, this entire time I've been working a full-time job. So I do the 9 to 5, sign off. It's really like 8 to 6, sign off, and then get on social media and try to make that work. So it's been a lot, but it's been a busy 2 years.
Wow. So you started 2 years ago.
That's right. Yep.
Okay. So kind of during the pandemic?
Yeah. So during the pandemic, I had my apartment. I got lonely. I chose to live with my mom for a little while. So I was paying rent and not living there. But when I was at my mom's, she had such big open spaces, and I was working from home. And at the time I was at NASA, and part of my job at NASA was going to schools and going overseas and talking to people about space. So elementary schoolers and subject matter experts, and working on big international agreements. And it was really exciting. But my job was to talk about space to people face to face. And that was taken away when COVID happened because I wasn't able to go there anymore. And so I really missed it. And I started on my personal private Instagram posting on my stories and asking if any of my friends wanted to talk about space or if anyone had any questions about space. And my personal Instagram does not have many followers, like my very close, like high school friends, but so many people were responding to me and asking me all these questions. So I started recording answers and just publishing them on TikTok, for my friends, not thinking anyone would see it. And I think my second or third video got really big. And it was about the Milky Way and Andromeda colliding. And I think it got like 1 million views, but I basically got my first 15,000 followers overnight. So I literally woke up and I was like, oh my God, people are watching this. People care about this. And looking back and watching them, you can tell if you look at them, they were just for my friends, because I was very, and now we are going to talk about the Milky Way. It's very awkward, but yes, it was a pandemic project, really.
Oh, and oh my gosh, I love stories like that where like you accidentally or unexpectedly blow up. I feel like I know so many people that's happened to.
Yeah.
What do you do for your 9 to 5 now?
So I left NASA in February 2021 and moved to a contract with the Space Force.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. Do you want to make TikTok a full-time job?
I would love it. I would love it. And it is getting to the point where it's too demanding to do both, because my personal life is getting put to the side right now because I sign off of work, I commute home from work, and then I try to do the social media stuff, and it's really difficult on days I'm out of PTO because for example, I took July 12th off for the JWST first images, and I went on a Astro Alexandra business trip to Arizona and I had to take days off for that. And I'm running out of PTO. So at some point, I'm going to have to pick. And I think that point will probably be soon. But thankfully, the Space Force is very supportive of the Astro Alexandra stuff. They're big fans. They show my TikToks in the office, which is embarrassing, but it's nice to be surrounded by people who are really encouraging.
Wow. See, I can relate because I was in TV news for almost 10 years
Oh,
and then
wow.
I started the channel
Yeah.
and it started growing a lot. And I was like, getting home from work and doing the same thing as you. So I totally understand it. And I decided to go with the channel. So that's kind of like my great big experiment right now. But it sounds like, I mean, you have like an even way bigger following than I do. So I'm curious though, because I'm not as familiar with TikTok. Like, are you getting paid?
From TikTok itself, in the entire year, from January 1st until now, which is November, I've made $3,000. So not really.
No.
No. But and that's pre-taxes. But brand deals, I started accepting brand deals in July or in August. So I've had a couple of brand deals, and that's I'm finally after 2 years getting paid.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Good.
Mhm. I
'Cause-
did do it without any, like, I didn't make a single penny for 2 full years. I started in August, not a penny. And I used to post videos every single day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think it's especially interesting on TikTok because I think there's like, a generational divide. Maybe not a lot of older people are on TikTok and they may just associate it with like dances and stuff, but you're teaching science and getting people that are maybe like not previously interested. So why do you think it's important to reach that audience?
You're spot on because if you look at the trends, TikTok did start with the music and the dancing and everything, but the growth of educational accounts is insane. And actually, it's becoming one of the main sources of news for people in Gen Z. So it's so important to have reliable creators on there who are giving factual information because you do see, I mean, you can start a conspiracy theory account and hit 1 million followers in a week. If you are talking about things that people that stress them out, I mean, that's the news that does well.
Yeah.
So that's the news that gets clicks. If you're saying there's an asteroid headed towards Earth, you're going to die. People watch that, you know? So it's so important to have these reliable creators who aren't making things up and aren't doing it for the money and for the views. And obviously, that does become crucial. I mean, at some point, you need the views and the money. But I think it's really important to have experts. And something I've always had a problem with all social media is, and Twitter used to do a good job, is identifying those experts.
Right.
So you can have a distinguishing mark, like a check mark, to show who's an expert and who's not, because that's something that really bothers me. Um, I forgot what your question was. I went on a tangent.
Basically just, and I feel like that's kind of what I try to do with my YouTube channel too, is like bring in people that, a lot of people don't know what's going on. There's like a lot going on. I'm sure you can
Mhm.
agree that it's too much to keep up with.
It's so much. I mean, there have been over 100 launches just this year. I mean, you can't cover all of them. It's just becomes impossible. But it is interesting. And the good news is that I think space has always been something that captures the attention of everybody. Everybody's interested in space and where we came from and where we're going and what's around us. And so that's really exciting because unlike some other sciences or other topics that don't have that big of a draw,
Mhm.
um, space does. And space gets that attention, which is exciting for me as somebody who is obsessed with space. But it's exciting to see people at a younger and younger age, because like you mentioned on TikTok, people are younger. I didn't get interested in astronomy until I was in college. I didn't have the opportunity to take an astronomy class. And when I did, I fell in love with it, but I can't imagine where my career would have gone if I had been introduced to it sooner. And so it's really exciting for me to know that these are 14-year-olds watching my TikToks that are getting excited about space. I've had people message me that they're doing internships at NASA or they're going to a college that has a really strong astronomy program because of my videos. And that's something that's just so exciting for me. And I hope that TikTok and other social medias and educational creators can help make education so exciting that social media becomes an even more positive thing. It's done so much good, it's done so much harm, and it's done so much
Right.
good. But I hope that we can continue on that trend.
Sure. And I
Mhm.
just noticed I'm wearing James Webb earrings and you're wearing alien earrings. And,
Mhm.
we're like women talking about science and space online. And that's one of the feedback that I get a lot is like, oh, it's really nice to see a woman talking about SpaceX. Do you have the same experience where people like to see, you know, you?
Sure. Well, I have both. I have the people who love to see a woman talking about science, and then I have the people who hate it. And I have a lot of really sad comments that happen on my pages, violent comments, like terrible things. But of course, the positive outweighs the negative, and it's more important for me to have 13, 14-year-old girls see a girl with makeup and curled hair and earrings and the pink shirt, and I'm girly and I like those things. I'll wear purple eyeliner, but we're going to talk about the facts, and we're going to talk about space, and we're going to talk about what's cool. And I think that's more important, but it is I do receive both ends of the spectrum, and then I also receive the backhanded compliments that are how refreshing to not see a woman dancing and to see a woman who's actually smart. But I don't want people on my page to be insulting the awesome girls who can move their body in ways that I cannot. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, they are awesome.
Right. Right.
So, I think I get the whole range.
Yeah. And you can't read all the comments, especially on your platform. Like you have so many comments.
I used to try to read every single comment. TikTok, thankfully, does have a limit of how many comments you can read.
Really?
So if you I think you can read like 500 at a time.
Wow.
Yeah. But you at some point scrolling, it'll force you to stop in your notifications. So that's nice.
My gosh. What is like a typical day look like for you, aside from your job? Are you trying to make like meet a quota of like a certain number of TikToks a day or
No, I used to, and I think that caused me to burn out really quickly. So I used to say, I have to get a video up every day. That's the only way I'm going to be successful. That's the only way I'm going to grow. Um, and then I stopped. I got COVID and I got really sick, had to take a full week off. And then when I came back, I made a video. Video did great. And I think I realized, oh, people don't care if I take a week off.
yeah,
People don't care if I'm there every day.
yeah.
Um, and so I think that it was an important lesson for me to learn that having high quality videos that I'm clearly excited about are going to do better than the videos that I feel like I have to push out every single day. And that's something that I still kind of grapple with. If I haven't posted in 3 days and I'm not excited about anything, I have such guilt. I
Yep.
feel so bad and I want to be there. But I think it's clear in my videos when I'm excited about something and when I'm not.
Well, especially when you have like these social media gurus or whatever saying like double down and post twice a day or like all the time. And it's like, well, you clearly have almost 2 million followers. So like whatever you're doing, it's working and
Yeah.
sounds like hopefully you're not burning out.
No, I'm in a much better place now. And, my major in college was human and organizational development. So it's literally studying, from a psychology standpoint, how we look at things and organizations and units. And I think that that's something that's really helped me grow on social media because I'm able to look at things from a psychology perspective of what the viewers want, but also I've gotten very, very good at studying the algorithms of the platforms I'm on. And I think the more you learn about the algorithm of whatever platform you're on, the easier it is to be successful. And I owe so much of my success on social media to just studying that stuff.
Do you have a team yet?
No,
No? It's
just
all you.
me.
Wow, that's crazy. What would make you leave like a stable job for TikTok? Because I had the same like
Yeah.
question myself of like, why am I leaving like the stability of news for freaking YouTube when it's not even that big yet? But I had some, major support behind the scenes and people telling me just take the leap. And so like, I guess I think I really see the value in what you're doing because you're reaching like especially youth, right?
Mhm.
And so like you have like such a powerful message that's like spreading.
Yep. It's terrifying
Yeah.
to think about. Well, in a lot of ways. Everything I'm doing is terrifying, but to think about leaving a stable job
Yeah.
is so terrifying, especially, you know, not having health insurance, is very scary. Dental insurance, 401k, that kind of stability is really scary, and I think that you have to, at some point, take that leap and trust that you're gonna be able to make it work. I think it takes a certain type of person. I think you have to be ambitious. I think you have to be determined. I think you have to have moxie, and I think you have to be, willing to take that risk and to invest in yourself. And it's gonna be the scariest thing I ever do,
Yeah.
but I think it's gonna have to happen. I see all these videos on TikTok that say, if you have this following, this is what you should be charging. And for someone with my following, I see these social media coaches and they say charge $15,000. I have not seen a brand in my life that will pay you $15,000 with my following. That is not anywhere near what brands are paying me. It doesn't matter what I ask for. So,
Wow.
I think people have a very skewed idea of how much money people are making.
Oh yeah. And I also just think that people see it as like this dream career, but they don't know how hard it is and they don't know how variable the income is. And also just kind of how isolating it can be. You know,
Yes.
you're in your room or you're in your studio or whatever, and like you're filming videos and then you're editing and then it's like, rinse and
Yeah.
repeat. And I've been talking to creators lately because now that's like what I'm doing. And I'm like, man, this is like kind of like more isolating than I thought it would be. But
It is, and I agree with you. I think before I was in this situation, um I kind of thought being a content creator was just like this utopia. And don't get me wrong, it's awesome.
yeah,
It
yeah,
is really cool that you can make a 60-second video and make money from that. Um, and it is probably, depending on what you're doing, less time consuming than a 9 to 5 job. If you want to just, you know, do the thing. And I get that. And it is, I know there's a lot of people talking recently about content creators not being grateful for that. And I get that. And I see, the life that I could live. And I see like how different that is from the 9 to 5 job, and about how I'm not commuting. I'm not, um, I don't have a boss. I'm not getting those critiques. I'm not doing all of that stuff. And I'm fully in charge of what I'm doing. And I do think that there are parts that are easier and parts that people maybe don't consider, because the emotional tax of people constantly giving you feedback, not just on your content and on your facts, but about, your looks, the way you
yeah,
speak, all of that is very emotionally taxing as well. So I think there are sides, and I think that I'm really lucky to have experienced both. And
yeah.
there are certainly, you know, like, this content creating world is my dream job. So I'm so grateful for it, and it is more work than I imagined, but I'm happy to be doing it.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, I you're doing a great job. I mean, seriously. And it looks like there's kind of even on Instagram, even though you said your Instagram isn't as big, it looks like there's like a group of women all over that are kind of supporting each other and doing similar things as you, reels and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm friends with most of them. I have at least had conversations with almost all of them that I see on my Instagram. And it's a really, like you mentioned, the isolation. It's really so nice to have that community that you're able to candidly vent with, or warn each other about a brand that might not have paid you, or might have a weird contract, or a person that might have crossed a couple lines.
Yeah.
It's really nice to have that camaraderie and be able to support each other and protect each other. And I think that's really nice.
What are your favorite things to make videos about?
Um, that's hard. I like anything that's close to home. So I do like talking about our solar system, and things that I think people have an easier time visualizing Saturn than they do an exoplanet that we don't have a picture of. So I think it's easier to talk about things when people have, a relative idea of what it is. When I was in college and studying astronomy, the thing I focused on was galaxy evolution. But I don't really talk about that because it's not as flashy and
Yeah.
exciting. Um, so I think that every once in a while I do enjoy talking about a highly technical topic because I feel like it um, brings back some of the things that I really enjoyed studying. But I do think talking about our solar system has to be my favorite. But I do stray away um, every single time, every time that I get really excited about a video about Earth. It doesn't matter if I bring up climate change, people are attacking me.
Oh
Climate
no.
change isn't real, blah, blah, blah. You're a government bot. People think I'm an actual robot. People have said I'm an actual robot, not just she's a bot. Like people have made videos that they think I'm a robot. Which,
What?
hey, I'm taking it as a compliment. If you think I can be a robot, thank
Right?
you.
In any press is good press, I guess.
But for real, talking about the Earth for some reason gets people angry, which is crazy. Because it's one of my favorite things to talk about. I love Earth.
What was your first video that you made about?
My first space video or my first video? Because my TikTok has a couple of personal videos before this space video.
Oh, okay. I guess the space one because that's the one that took off, or was that?
So my second space video is the one that took off. My first space video was terrible.
Oh,
I it was bad. I like forgot the punchline. Like I forgot to conclude it. Like it didn't go anywhere. It was about the Drake equation and about, how to calculate if aliens exist. But I didn't give the answer. I just explained the math. And then I ended the video.
oh no.
Really bad. Really, really bad video. But my first video that took off was about Milky Way and Andromeda colliding. And that one is really good. But then my second video that took off that got me in a little bit of trouble was about astronaut poop, and about how astronauts poop on the International Space Station, which is fine. But at the time I was at NASA and I said I was a NASA employee, which you're not allowed to do.
Oh
You're not
no.
allowed to do. And that was my fault. And I knew it. But that was my second viral video.
Oh no. Was it like bad in trouble or?
No, 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 no. No,
Good,
they were
good.
just like,
Hey.
why'd you do that? And I was like, you're right.
You're
You're
like,
right.
the views, I can't take it down.
I was like, you're spot on, and that's on me. That's on
Oh my
me.
gosh.
You're right.
What did you do at NASA? That's really cool you worked there.
Yeah, I was a communication specialist, so I worked on specifically GPS and communication satellites.
Oh, cool. The one thing I like that you're doing is like, I feel like a lot of older people do have like a really negative, maybe I should phrase that. I feel like people that aren't familiar with TikTok have a negative feeling about TikTok. And I think if they could watch your TikTok, they'd be like, oh, this is awesome. It's not all just pranks.
Yeah. No, and I've heard that a lot, and I've started reposting my TikToks onto Twitter, which in general has an older user base, and I do think that I've had a lot of people message me on Twitter and say I didn't know that this kind of stuff was on TikTok, which is really exciting to hear. But I do think that there's that trend, and it's really exciting to see. I mean, I had a video on an exoplanet that I posted right before the Super Bowl, and my exoplanet video got more views than the Super Bowl. And so it's things like that that like prove that it's
How many views did it get?
22 million. 22 million views.
That's wild.
Yeah, that one was an adventure because then I had, oh my God, I had like 5 accounts fully copy my video, like plagiarize it word for word, same graphics and everything. And then there was a lot of drama with that, but it was an exciting video. That was an exciting time for me. I was like,
Wow.
you guys are watching the Super Bowl? I'm watching my TikTok.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
insane. Wow,
Yeah,
you're
but things like
really
that prove and legitimize the power of the platform and the virality power. And my favorite part about TikTok is that anybody can go viral.
yeah.
It's the algorithm isn't based on how many followers you have. So anybody can go viral at any time with any video, which is really cool to me.
It's been so hard for me to crack. I like it's very impressive because
It's hard, but you just have to have the one video. Just one
yeah,
video has to be successful and you're in.
that's what I thought. Like I did a Tesla one and it got like 400,000 plus views,
Oh
but
my god, that's awesome.
that's then what? Then it's been like 300 to 500 for maybe it's because I don't have like a pattern or like a niche like you do.
Yeah.
It's all kind of random, but
Yeah. It's
because
hard.
because I don't see any money yet with TikTok, I'm like, I don't really care that much, but I feel like that's where everyone is. That's where I am when
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to sleep. Come on, let's be real. But I'm like scrolling on TikTok because it's
Mhm.
very addictive. It's
Yes,
very
it
addictive.
is. I
So
mean,
at
that's
least,
how it's designed to be.
yeah, they do a good job. But at least if you're gonna like spend your time doing it, you want to feel like you walk away from that experience like, oh, I didn't just waste a bunch of time. Maybe I learned something. So
Yes,
that's what you're
exactly. Exactly. And I do a lot of like scary space videos, and people message me and they're like, it's 3 in the morning and I'm trying to sleep. Why are you posting this? I posted a really sad video yesterday and a lot of people got mad at me.
No, what was it about?
Like the space dog.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
It was a
Well,
bad one.
do you like are you okay that you posted it or you're like,
Yeah,
oh
I mean, it's sometimes we got to talk about things that are hard. I in general try to avoid. There are some topics that I just don't feel appropriate speaking about because, for example, the space shuttle disasters. I don't
yeah,
feel comfortable speaking about them because I would make money off of those videos, and I feel really weird speaking about those things
I
and
didn't
then
even
making
think
a
about that.
profit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've never spoken about the space shuttle disasters or what went wrong with those at all, or Apollo 1 or any of those sorts of things. I just don't talk about them.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, I feel like people couldn't follow you because they're so, I mean, important in history. They taught us
No,
things.
I
Which
know, and I do remembrance videos about
yeah,
them, but I
okay,
would feel
fair.
really uncomfortable showing footage, for example.
I
That
see.
it just I don't know, I feel really odd, my whole TikTok is me being really excited and talking to the camera, and it would just feel I don't know how I would approach it yet to discuss people dying and their families watching that video, because
Yeah.
I've done many videos honoring specific people
Yeah.
who were maybe on the, space shuttle disasters, um, and I've had their families reach out to me and say, "Hey, we watched this video, we really liked it," and I don't like, I don't think I'd wanna watch a video about some TikToker, like, talking about
Yeah.
those disasters, you know what I mean? So it's something I grapple with, and maybe in the future I will if I can find a really sensitive way to do it, but I haven't found that sensitive way yet.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's smart.
Mhm.
Are you gonna be at SLS?
I want to
Yeah,
so
yeah,
bad, but I just
yeah,
can't risk going and
yeah.
it not launching.
Oh, girl, I know. I'm going, but I'm just like, is this gonna be a waste of I went in September too.
Oh my god. I'm gonna go to, Artemis 2 and 3, hopefully.
Okay.
I've never in my life seen a rocket launch.
That was me until September. So, yeah. Yeah,
Never
it's
seen it. I was scheduled to go to 2, both of them were scrubbed.
oh, no. Were they like Falcon 9 missions? Starlink?
No, one of them was, I don't know what it was. It was a GPS launch back in
Oh,
2000 in 2020, and the pandemic, I couldn't
oh,
go anymore, and then it got scrubbed anyway, I think. And then another one was just a launch from Wallops Island, Virginia, and the weather scrubbed it, so
oh, no.
which is an
Oh,
ISS resupply or something, but
yeah. Dang.
so
That
maybe I'm bad luck. Maybe it's me.
I don't know. I just literally flew all the way to Florida for the Falcon Heavy launch, and we got to feel the heat seats at KSC, which were $250 each, and we were the only place that was fogged out. So we didn't see shit.
No.
Yeah. And like people from the KSC parking lot saw it because they bus you over to like the bleachers where it's
Yeah.
you have no
Would
idea. And
you ever do the boat where you watch from the boat?
I would like to do that next. Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
see if we can do that for SLS. It's going to be at night, so that might be kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it's 2 in the morning, right?
Yeah, is a 104. Oh wait, no, actually I haven't seen the new window. I think it is later, yeah.
That's interesting to me for many reasons, but I think I'm surprised it's in the middle of the night because I think a big part of this launch is the public support for it, and no, it's gonna be so much harder for people to come in the
Yeah,
middle of the night. I
that's
think they should have postponed it one more day, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Or to the
yeah.
next launch window. I think that such a big part of this is the public support for it. I feel like they almost have to prove
I think
this is why we spent so much money on this.
they're losing a lot of public support.
Exactly. So that's why I don't understand why they're launching in the middle of the night.
You're like,
But I don't work there anymore, so
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I guess yeah, the September one was during the day, but
yeah. I mean, I fantastic rocket. I'm so excited to see it. I'm so excited to cover the launch and then the entire 3-week mission. I'm so excited for the entire Artemis program. I got to work with it a little bit when I was at NASA, and so I feel emotionally connected to it, and I'm really excited to see what they do with it.
yeah. Well, I just hope it goes.
Me
Like,
too, and
seriously.
it will. It will someday. I mean, they have to. That it's like the most expensive piece of space equipment ever. They have to. I don't know if that's true. Seems true.
Yeah.
They have to. They cannot launch that thing if there is even
Yeah.
the tiniest thing wrong with it. They gotta wait.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if the wind like damaged it.
Damaged it a little bit. Not enough to not launch, but there's like some caulk that came up and some little things like that. There's gonna recaulk some areas. It's interesting. I actually learned a lot about rocket design just by people covering why it was at the pad, which I've never taken an aerospace engineering class, so
Really?
you don't find me talking about rockets a lot.
Really?
But
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, I was fully astronomy, no engineering. But
How much astronomy did that wasn't your degree though, right? You
no,
said
no,
oh,
I was let's see if I have the book. No. There's a bookshelf above me.
oh,
I was an astronomy minor until my senior year, and I was one
no.
class away. But it was at 2 a.m. my senior year, and I dropped it because I didn't want to take a 2 a.m. senior year class. But
Oh my
I was very close with the astronomy department at my school, and I went to their graduation, and they gifted me their gift for the graduates, and I actually remain very close with the astronomy department at my school, so I still talk to them all the time. So I feel like I got an honorary degree, and
yeah.
I actually took I think I took enough classes for a minor, but they weren't all on the same track.
Oh my
So, like,
gosh.
pick and choose, and
Well,
I didn't.
clearly it doesn't matter. You're still killing it in your
Well,
next
I will say, and I was just having this conversation the other day, learning on the job is
yeah.
the best learning you can do.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a business major essentially. I was learning about what wavelength GPS uses, and I was working internationally to try to figure out like what common wavelengths all these different satellites can use and how we can get GPS on the moon and how we can use GPS really far away. You don't learn about that in astronomy. You have to learn some of those things in the job. So, I'm a communication specialist, but I was doing this stuff that, you know, engineers are the ones doing, and you just learn on the job, and it's cool and it's exciting, and I think it's really valuable.
So I hope that you enjoyed that conversation. I will link Astro Alexandra's TikTok in my bio, and I really enjoyed talking to someone who is trying to make a difference and educate the younger generation, our Gen Zers, because yeah, we want to see more than just dances, although I mean the dances are fun too. But I hope that you like this video. Please make sure to like the video, leave a comment for the algorithm. It's completely free to do. And let me know what you found most interesting about this conversation. Also, subscribe to Ellie in Space if you haven't already. I'm here in Florida. We're awaiting Artemis SLS. So hopefully that goes, because I booked my trip here for 10 days, trying to make sure I was here for all 3 launch windows. They've already had 1 delay, so they're not going to go on the 14th, which is today. They're scheduled for the 16th, so we're crossing our fingers that that actually happens.